Hello. Let me see here. I needed to close the door so I could get this started. Let me see here. Welcome to our Thursday week 10 Zoom meeting at 3 p.m. I've just paired those people who have posted their drafts on the discussions forum week 10. So Mark and Teresa are paired, and Nikki and Damon are paired. So if you haven't posted your draft, the rough draft or the first draft of your poetry essay, please do that before tomorrow ends, which is at before 11:59 Friday, as it states here. Okay, let me see. Double check in. Yeah. So the sooner you post, the sooner I can pair you. The sooner you can get this done. Just follow the instructions here for the peer revision. Do the dots, DOTS here, looking at details, organization, theme, and style first before you give specific editing comments and feedback on their draft. Once you've got some feedback on reply to your peers post. So Teresa would hit reply here, right? And then Teresa can then post her comments and her feedback for Mark. Another way to do this is also opening up the essay. And if Mark has enabled can comment, Teresa can go here and comment. But seeing that I cannot comment, that means Mark hasn't enabled me to comment on it. He only allowed me to view it only. So I can't really comment. I cannot do anything to this draft, even if I try to. No worries. I think that would make it easier for your peers as they give you specific editing feedback. So as you go through the draft, if you notice that if some detail doesn't belong, or a paragraph seems to be too short, you can point that out. And if you read the supporting points for the pie structure and you don't see how they effectively support the thesis, you can also point that out. Again, revision is more important than editing, and now you can do both at the same time, but focusing on revision and editing in a sequence like that, subsequently like that, can make the task a little bit more enjoyable and useful. So peer review as the first task of our discussions. Then we go to, these are just reviews because I know you've already been through these topics before. So the rest of this discussions forum is focused on reviewing plagiarism, rhetoric and composition, the 8th edition of MLA, fallacies. Okay. The research paper is argumentative by nature, even though it seems like you're explaining a lot, but you do need to have you need to craft a thesis statement that borders on argumentation, not just explaining. So let me see if anyone has turned in any outline and pre-write for the research essay. See if I could give you some feedback now. Okay, Alicia has done this, but she's not here. Let's look at Teresa. Very colorful. Your cluster can use more bubbles, but pre-write looks good. Okay. Pounds. Okay, so your thesis is your thesis suggests expository type of writing because it seems like you're explaining how the poem reviews the content, and it seems like a poetry explication paper here. With the research essay, again, we want it to be more of a persuasive rather than explication. Poetry explication is when you break the poem down into smaller parts, you analyze it, and then you suggest a reading, an interpretation of that poem. And that's not the purpose of this research essay. Okay, so think about how how we've always done the fiction essay and the poetry essay to connect it to real world. So what does this poem suggest about human nature, for example, or how is this poem, the themes or the image, the themes and concept and whatever suggest connections or relations to our world today. So that should be in your thesis somewhere. Okay, so this thesis is not working for the research essay. You might want to change that to make it more argumentative. Okay, so let's, do you have any question, Teresa? Do you understand what I just told you, or? Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you for applying the PI essay structure still, and that's great. Wonderful. Looks like you're gonna have no problem with coming up with 6 pages. Okay. Where I don't see I don't see how, I mean, I don't see the research components though. Do you plan on incorporating your research, the articles or whatever sources you have? Okay, so that's key for the research essay, right? Okay, good. Let's look at Ivan. So he chose to do it on the swimmer. Yeah, so his thesis right here seems, oh no, that's the body. Yeah, it is argumentative here, as you can see. Take a look at the underlying parts. Even though this needs to be reformatted into one sentence, it is more argumentative because it has the word should not be taken lightly. Okay, that's a good indication of argumentation. Okay, but Ivan needs to restate that thesis so that it's only one sentence. Could be a long sentence, but it should be one sentence, not two, for my preference. Some instructors will allow to, but please try to do it in one sentence. And it's easy fix, right? Ivan can just replace the period here with a semicolon, and that would be one sentence. Mark has a question. Well, you probably should include some background info on the author, because literature is heavily influenced by the experiences and the upbringing and education of the authors. So it makes sense to include a little bit about the author in the intro. And if in the body section, if you're making a point, your topic sentence seems to support the thesis, and that topic sentence requires you to include information about the author, then yes, you should add it there. So again, this is an essay. Everything needs to go back to the thesis, but the intro is where you can, the introduction paragraph is where you can add one or two sentences about the author's background. Okay, and that could be one source that you can include. Let's see, Alicia. Yeah, so again, her thesis is argumentative right there. Okay, I'm just looking at the thesis right now. Anyone else? Yeah, that's it. Just 3 people submitted. That's okay. Oops. You have until Sunday to submit this, and I need to approve it first before you can advance, proceed. So far, except for Teresa, who needs to reformat or add the argumentative aspect to her thesis, the other 2 are okay. Do you have any comments or questions regarding this assignment? Okay, let's talk about the poetry essay. Do you have any particular question about the poetry essay? Oh, good question. Okay. Here you go. EVC library, online databases, find articles in media, you know this already. Peer-reviewed peer articles are those published articles that are academic and scholarly by nature. So in other words, to be accepted to these journals, peer-reviewed journals, you gotta have to be really good. Okay, you're gonna have to do a terrific job. It is not a normal news article or any article. It needs to have academic and scholarly rigor and quality and hard evidence and research. Okay, so usually academic search complete databases are sufficient. He's my favorite author. This is my all-time favorite novel. Okay, so I type in the title of the book and the author. To the left, I click on scholarly, okay, peer-reviewed articles, and I have 6 of them. Okay, these articles come from academic journals, and these journals are highly selective and critical, and what is it? What's the term I'm looking for? They only publish high quality papers, and once your essay or your paper is accepted and published by one of these academic journals, you have reached the status of one of their peers. So they consider you as a peer, someone of equal rank to them, that makes it worthwhile of their attention. Okay, so yeah. So most of the authors hold a PhD or multiple PhDs or doctorate degree. They are also, these authors are also professors themselves. They have done many trial and errors, and they've gone through a lot of training. Okay, so that's how they are able to get their work done, published by these. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just very academic, and it's not a regular news article. Okay, the database that is very scholarly is JSTOR. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but JSTOR is a place where you should go to look. In addition to Academic Search Complete, internet is so slow for me for some reason. Okay. Yeah. So 20 results on that book, East of Eden, and all of these are, most of these, if I may say so, are peer reviewed. Okay. So try JSTOR and see if it gives you anything on your selected literature piece. Okay. So the other thing is chapter 45 and its quiz. You have a quiz, just one. We're back on to the response number 6. And this one is on the poems that we looked at before any of these. 4 choices, right? And that would be it for week 10. I have to change that. We don't have spring break next week, but we do have holiday tomorrow, Veterans Day. And Thanksgiving is the week after, and we have Thursday and Friday off. That means that there is no Zoom meeting on that Thursday for Thanksgiving. Okay, but I'll be on no Zoom meeting on that Thursday and Friday, but I'll be on Zoom on Tuesday and Monday. I'll try to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, so that you can ask me questions about that week. That would be week 12. Okay. Is there a particular question you have about your grades? Okay. Yeah, I haven't done I haven't done any grading. So luckily tomorrow is a holiday. So again, tomorrow Veterans Day, right? I won't be able to. It is supposed to be a day off for me, but I'm going to use that I'm going to use tomorrow to grade and regrade some of the stuff that you resubmit. Okay, so please check back on my again on the, after tomorrow. I should get all the gradings done by then, hopefully. I'll try. I don't know if you got my announcements, but I took on a sub job. The instructor of this class got a full-time job elsewhere, so she needed to leave, and I was asked to take over. And then that class meets during this time. So now we're down one meeting per week. Okay. I hope that's not a huge inconvenience, but it is what it is. So, you have any comments or question about this, about the new change? Next week, Thanksgiving week, I'll try to be online on Wednesday for you guys, so that because we have both Thursday and Friday off for Thanksgiving week. So yeah, but I'll make an announcement then so that you are reminded to join me on Zoom if you have any questions. Wow, time flies by. It's really, really fast. So keep up with your work. We have the drama critique up next after the poetry essay. So I hope you have found your play. If not, you still have some more time left to look for a play to watch. Does anyone have any issue or problem with finding a play to watch? Has anyone started your drama critique? Oh, good. Was it free? Santa Clara University? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry it cost you $15, but better than $32 at the San Jose Performing Arts. So maybe if you want to, you can also, if you haven't gone a play to watch, maybe you can spare $15 and go watch the same play that Mark did. So next week, we will start working on the drama critique. The Foreigner? Okay. Okay, that sounds like an interesting title there. Let me look at The Foreigner. Santa Clara. Oh, I don't want the movie with Jackie Chan. Let me see here. Okay. Did you watch this? Did you watch this one? Okay. Reserve seating $10 to $20. Great. If you don't have a show to watch yet, maybe you can check this out. Now, you can always go ahead and write your drama critique without my guidance. So it's super similar to the poetry essay where you're going to do the pre-write and the outline, and then you're going to turn in your final draft, but we're going to be also doing the peer review. One major reason why I've changed my mind and add the peer review is I thought it would be mutually beneficial for everybody to have drafts posted so that if you're stuck and you don't know what to do with that major assignment, you can look at your peers' work and perhaps they can inspire you to do your own. Okay. And receiving peers' feedback is always a plus, so that you benefit from their comments, and they benefit from your comments. Any other question or comments about week 10 or anything in particular? So we do not have our regular Friday meeting tomorrow on Zoom, but go ahead and feel free to send me messages via inbox or email or text. Okay. If nobody else has any comments or questions, I will end the meeting and wish you luck on your assignments. So I'll be seeing you again next Monday. Take care.